Hello to all. So, for those who've just seen, Japan and Spain advanced. Um, Sorry for Germany being eliminated. That's kind of a surprise. I mean, being eliminated twice in the group stages in two consecutive years, 2018 and 2022. Kind of sucks. I think chances are I have, and there were such high expectations too from Journey for this year too. To be quite honest, and as well as last time in 2018, but this time more so. But it looks like Germany might have to do what they did back in after 2010, basically, where they, as they called it, Das reboot, doing another one again. I guess in the case of like how they're doing the recruitment, maybe the entire management and coaching team as far as recruitment is concerned, and players themselves too. I mean, I don't know. Um, I mean, hey, it did lead to them, winning the World Cup in 2014 as a result of that Das reboot. So, this is another one, maybe so. But congrats to Japan. I mean, beating out Spain the way they did. I mean, Germany should have beat Spain because of Spain's weakness. I think everyone saw it, and Germany didn't exploit it, unfortunately. But Japan looks like they did exploit it because they came back adjusted in the second half again. I mean, they saw the weaknesses, exploited them like the way Spain was. So Spain doesn't seem to look as strong now to advance as far into the World Cup if this is how they're going to play. I hate to say this, but uh, I think Spain is going against Morocco, if I remember correctly. Yeah, actually, I'll say it right here. So yeah, I mean, so far in the round of 16, basically, Japan's going against Croatia, and Spain is going against Morocco. So honestly, if I had to choose between the two, if Morocco follows the same game plan as Japan did, they should be able to advance against Spain. But in this situation, Morocco being Morocco, sorry, Moroccans, uh, the Spaniards should advance from there. Now the question is, in that same bracket, who are the other two remaining teams? It's unknown. But even still, if I'm not sure what it's going to be, if it's Portugal, I doubt they'll be able to advance from that. Um, Now the real interesting one that I'm looking forward to is basically where it's in the same bracket. Basically, it's France versus Poland, and England versus Senegal. So no, we know definitely England's going to beat out Senegal. There's no way Senegal's passing, beating out England. Come on, let's be real. Uh, as far as France and Poland, it's a tough. You know what? Honestly, it's France. I mean, come on, this is France as well too. Sorry, Poland, but the French Mbappe is too good. Uh, so the real question comes down to is on December 10th when it's France versus England. That's going to be an interesting game to see. I think everyone's going to be curious to see how that goes. Now it's the U.S. versus Netherlands this Saturday, as well as Argentina and Australia. Now I think Argentina, seeing the way that they played uh, against Mexico, and then of course how they crushed practically. Well, I didn't say crush, but how they won on Tuesday. I'm sorry, on Wednesday. Sorry. It's I will not be surprised if it's Argentina versus the Netherlands. Now, of course, I'd rather U.S. advances too. If the U.S. can get past Netherlands, and they can because the Netherlands didn't seem as strong as you thought they would. The Dutch might be upset here, to be quite honest. There might be an upset here in this situation. The U.S. could advance. It'll be interesting to see the U.S. versus Argentina. Can the U.S. beat Argentina at that point? Because I hate to say it, Australia, they're not getting past Argentina in this situation. I think Argentina, that loss to Saudi Arabia lit a fire into them that they're going to go all out. Now the question is, will they be able to beat if the U.S. and Argentina do face off on the 9th? It's Argentina all the way, to be quite honest. But yeah, congrats again to Japan and Spain. I mean, Spain. It was kind of a nail biter for Spain, to be quite honest, because the fact that they were losing, it was the dependence of like how the Germans played against Costa Rica at that point. I mean, if the Germans had kept the score 4-0, if the score was 4-1, or if it was 6-2, honestly, then we would see the Germans in there. But like they tried all they could, but they couldn't get there. It's sad to say, and I'm sorry to say that, but like I was looking for Germany to get in and like redeem themselves from 2018, but looks like that's not the case. Who do I see winning the entirety of it? Now, I don't know where Brazil's going to be. If they're going to be in the bracket with the U.S. and Argentina, or they're going to be bracket with France and England. The winner of France and England, if Brazil's in that bracket, and I hate to say it, but Spain will definitely lose then at that point, because if Brazil will be in that last bracket, they'll be losing there at that point. Chances are Brazil will probably take out Spain. It'll probably be most likely Brazil versus France. That's going to be an interesting one to see at that point on the 14th, if it is that. If it's Brazil versus France, that's assuming that Brazil's in that bracket. Now the other question is if Brazil's in the other bracket, where depending on how Japan and Croatia do, I mean honestly, I think it's possibly. Actually, you know what? I would not be surprised if Japan advances and beats Croatia. It seems like they know how to adjust mid-game, basically, at least, and go all out. So I would not be surprised if Japan upsets Croatia and advances. Now, if Brazil's in that bracket, Japan's got no way of winning. So it'll be Brazil most likely passing and going all through the semifinals in their bracket, probably into their final four, and they'll probably be going against most likely Argentina, to be quite honest. Ideally, it'd be nice to see the USA getting into the final four, but it's most likely going to be Brazil and Argentina. Now, the other aspect is if it's in the other side of the bracket, then it's going to be Brazil versus France, and that would be an interesting one to see as well too. To be quite honest, where Portugal plays also is going to be a big factor as well too. If Portugal is in the bracket with Argentina and the U.S., I could see Portugal getting past into the final four, going against Argentina. That would be a good one to see. Messi versus Ronaldo, their final World Cup with each other. It'd be great to see how that plays out, to be quite honest. And then, of course, Brazil or France would be interesting to see. Although the other aspect is like looking and seeing Ronaldo versus France, Mbappe, and Messi versus Neymar as well would be nice to see as well, too, to be quite honest. And seeing basically Messi and Ronaldo seeing each other in the finals, if that's the case, that would be great to see. But I don't know how this is going to play out. In any case, there's not much to say about this, but congrats to Japan and congrats to Spain as well too. Though Spain, I think they should have, they could have, if they had held their own with Japan, they probably would be the number one seed. Japan making it in, you had control of your own destiny. You made it happen, and let's see how it goes. Until next time, unfiltered. Oh well, actually before that. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. I'd love to get more subscriptions, of course. As I said, 1 million users. I'll do a TikTok, one of those popular dances that are currently popular at that point in time on TikTok, Snapchat, Snap, Reels, and Shorts. And if I get to 10 million, I'll put it up as an open poll. What type of dance, but also the location as well too. Popular post to the location, and I won't even define the poll at that point. I'll have to create a separate link for adding entries and all that stuff. But in any case, subscribe, like, dislike. I'd love to get some comments, feedback into this. You're welcome to ask questions in the comments. I will respond to it as well if I do get notified. When I do get notified, and how often I get notified is the other factor, because sometimes the notifications are pretty slow, so I come back to it about a day later, maybe 2 days later, depending. Sometimes I might just put out a video in response to that comment or question, basically. But in any case, I want to say it's basically sorry. I was recording for something else. I got distracted a little bit. But anyways, as you say, this is definitely unrehearsed. It's off the cuff, as I mentioned in my other videos. So usually I end off with unfiltered, unedited. Basically, it's usually straightforward, like going forward with this, and unrehearsed. And of course, I don't do as much fact checking. A lot of this is mostly based on hearsay or more of like something that I'm assuming it's fact. If it's fact checking, you'll see me doing a pause and then pausing and then looking it up, or to knowing full well, and I would say for a fact, etc. Basically. Anyways, unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. Until next time.